tell you all about the Win More Sales. It's a free sales tip download. All you have to do is just fill out your info below. In this document, it's all like evidence-based sales tips to help you create that repeatable process. So as you have churn of your sales staff, you have a good sense of what the cadence should be, how many times should you be contacting people, how quickly should you be contacting people to increase your chances of winning that person over. So just be sure to go ahead and download it and you'll get them. And then if you want to learn a little bit more about us, stay tuned, right? So we're Ellison Ellery Consulting, and we do a mixture of consulting and agency. So yeah, right? I want to kind of give this quick analogy. A lot of times relay races aren't won by how fast somebody runs. It's actually how well they pass the baton. What we do is really help businesses with that baton pass from marketing to sales, and that's really how the sale is won. We want to really reduce the amount of friction and how people fall through the cracks. So that's sometimes CRM implementation, it's lead automation, it's lead nurturing, it's all the different areas that we could reduce the friction. Everybody wants to buy, so if you're in B2B, people want your service. They need your service, but the problem is it's really, really hard to be the buyer. And a lot of times we think it's so hard to be the business and so hard to sell, but that buyer has a lot of choices and they don't really know if they're gonna buy your service or product and make a mistake and look bad to their boss. Could they have found a better product? A cheaper product that still could have worked. So if we kind of look at that buyer's journey all the way through, it's how do we optimize the buyer's journey? One, for clarity, to make sure that they really understand what product you have. More importantly than that, what pain points are you solving for them? So that's really important part of marketing and sales, is to make sure that we're speaking to the buyer pain points. And then we start to optimize that. The majority of people nowadays don't want to necessarily jump on a sales call. They first want to understand if the product is right for them, and how they do that is they go to your website, they watch your demo videos, they kind of absorb your content. So if you're not doing a good enough job to sell that person on your website, you're going to miss out on a huge amount of sales. Only 3% of people are in the market to buy your product or service right this second. That means you're going to have to put together a strong lead nurturing process and cadence. A lot of times, we see these things like a lead comes in, we do some marketing a little bit here to get the lead to come in, and then sales takes over, and we kind of think it's this smooth process. But the reality is it's super disjointed. Sometimes they download an ebook, sometimes they watch videos, they come back over time, they engaged off an email campaign, they looked at your newsletter, right? And how do you optimize that journey when it's really all over the place and they're not connected? How do we tie it all together to tell a collective story and really spend more time pulling in insights as opposed to just reporting on this is what happened? What are we going to do about it? So we want to boost your team's ROI in general, and that has to do a lot with what we call like sales enablement. What does that mean? Sales enablement are like your landing pages. Are they converting? If someone really wants to self-serve and go to your website and learn all that you do, are you able to do that to them? Are you communicating value in all of your touch points? So what do we do as Ellison Ellery for companies? For some companies, we completely outsource their marketing department to us. That means we do everything for them and we're part of their meetings internally, and we are just an outsourced arm of their deliverables and we're just part of the team. For other companies, we really help them with kind of retainer work, but automations and lead nurturing, communication strategies, like how do we get more people to your website, but how do we make your website a better sales tool? So figuratively, this is what we do for your business, right? In essence, we are doing this online, and we do this through social media, repurposing your content, but we also do it through paid ads and content strategy. So we don't create a one-size-fits-all service for you because each business is super different. So if you think about a doctor, while I know you have this medical condition and generally this is the protocol, once we evaluate who your business is and what you're trying to reach, and then we go ahead and change that protocol as needed to customize it for your goals. Other services, we do lead generation, paid media, sales enablement, content strategy, all that I mentioned. And we put it all together with insights to really drive you that additional revenue and sales. Another service that we offer, and this is a fractional CMO service. What is that? That's actually, if you have a couple marketing people on your staff already, this is where we look at your strategy and I make sure that we hire and fire the right people, that you have the right people in place, that they're doing the right projects. We stop random acts of marketing. So that whole noodle on the wall thing where we're just throwing things up and we hope that they work. This is where you get a set of hours to really dig into what's working, what's not, and where do we go from here. Our customers in a few months, they often feel like this. It does take a few months because there's a level of strategy and implementation. Realistic expectations are so important, but then you start to really see that number skyrocket. If you're interested in any of this, I'd love to schedule a consultation, so there'll be a link below. Even on our thank you page, when you fill this out, you'll get an option to schedule a time for us to chat. So I can't wait to chat with you soon. Have a good one. Bye.